Hey guys, it's your girl Ashley Kirkwood with the Speak Your Way to Cash podcast, where we teach you how to start at the top of the speaking market instead of working your way up from the bottom. During this show, you will hear solo episodes from me, where I'll show you how I have landed and negotiated 5- and 6-figure speaking contracts and licensing deals. You'll also hear from our amazing guests who have grown enormous speaking businesses by utilizing sales and marketing principles that work. If you want to grow your speaking business, listen to this podcast, and then afterwards, head on over to ashleynicolekirkwood.shop and grab my book, Speak Your Way to Cash, How to Start at the Top of the Speaking Market instead of working your way up from the bottom. Ready to dive in? Let's go. Hey, y'all. What's up to the Speak Your Way to Cash family? It's Ashley Kirkwood back again with another podcast episode. But this time, guys, I am actually going to let you listen in to a live video that I recorded. Now, if you're listening to this live video on the podcast and you're like, I want to join your next live, I want to ask you questions, I want to be able to get feedback about my business, then you have to follow me on Instagram at The Ashley Nicole Show, and make sure you're following the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook page, all right? Make sure you're following the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook page because that's where I go live. I also sometimes go live in the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook group, but enough about that. Even though you may have missed it live, you're about to hear it again. So listen into this live episode and let me know what you think. You can always send me an email to ashley@speakyourwaytocash.com. Let's listen in. All right, y'all, let's talk about some pricing, Cash Lead. So excited to be here. My name is Ashley Kirkwood. I run the Speak Your Way to Cash podcast and co-own the Speak Your Way to Cash company with my husband, Chris. We help speakers, experts, authors, and entrepreneurs to sell more services, book more stages, license their brilliance, and use speaking as a powerful marketing tool. So I am really excited about today's topic. It's all about pricing, y'all. And look, here's the deal. I did a deep dive on pricing research, looked up what the trends are, and I have some good news and I have some bad news. Ooh, good news and bad news, y'all. Here's 3 truths about pricing you need to know. Number 1, I believe your message matters more. Your positioning matters more than your price. Why do I say that? Because we have sold stuff for $100,000, $180,000, and $100. And the thing that mattered most was how we positioned ourselves. Even when we have free events, we still have people who show up who are 7-figure business owners. So it's not about the price. Like your price can attract and deter people. That's a fact. But I think that your positioning matters most. The first truth is your positioning matters most. So in whatever you do, make sure that you are positioning yourself in the light that you want to be positioned in, because that is what's going to matter most to your end buyer. Your positioning, your messaging, what you say you do, how you say you do it, the results that you're able to get for clients, all of that matters most. Now, second truth, price does matter to buyers. I know. Expertise is very important, but price does matter to buyers. When we buy a lot of things, we are trained in our brains to consider pricing. Now, the study that I read on pricing, it said that 70% of consumers consider price and 64% of consumers will switch to another product for a lower price. The good news is, that's the bad news. The good news is most consumers, when they're price shopping, they're shopping for like goods. This was a study about people who are buying like different soaps and different containers and things like that. But because of that, you need to know how people think. People do think about price. So as soon as you set your price, you are also telling your consumers who your competitors are. So if you are in the high ticket space, like we sell high ticket coaching and consulting programs, people are also looking at they may be looking at other high ticket coaches and consultants and figuring out which one they want to work with. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you know that that's a consideration, you need to get very clear on what is your unique value proposition. What are your frameworks? What is your IP? What is your process that other people cannot teach? And then you need to infuse your marketing message in your DNA so that people are deciding to work with you, not just based on price, but because they know they want what you have that other people do not have. And I'll tell you the truth. I'm in a lot of programs. I'm in a lot of communities. There's a lot of ways people may think they're going to get close to me. I teach my frameworks in my program, bar none. You see what I'm saying? So like, I don't teach in other programs like what we teach in our mastermind program. So if you want our processes and frameworks and our deep dives and our behind the scenes, you learn that from me. You don't learn that from someone who learned it from me. You learn from me directly. And so that is kind of how we are differentiating. Hey, podcast fam, wanted to come and give you a very special invitation to join me at Black Women Sell Live, our live event happening March 17th and 18th in Atlanta, Georgia. It is an in-person event where we will be covering all the details behind our sales strategies and the sales strategies of other seven-figure businesses like ours. I want you in the room. Love that you listen to the podcast. It is going to be an assembling of cash leads like none other. And the fact of the matter is, because you are listening to this episode right now, you can use code PODCAST at checkout for a special gift from me. Hope to see you there March 17th and 18th in Atlanta, Georgia at Black Women Sell Live, our live event covering all things sales for the service-based entrepreneur looking to make more money in their business. If that's you, and I think it is because you're listening to this podcast, then I hope to see you in Atlanta, Georgia, live and in person, March 17th and 18th for the event of the century. But just know that is a thing. Like, people are looking for, sometimes people are price shopping, and sometimes those aren't your customers, but sometimes you just need to do a better job of communicating to them why your value is there and why they're not going to lose out by working with you specifically. Third truth about pricing that I think is really important is that you may want to consider this. You price for value to the client, not the value that you perceive it has. So price for value to the client, not for value you perceive it has. So what I mean by that is, like, sometimes people are like, oh, this comes really easy to me, I'm not going to charge a lot for it. Or, oh, this is it'll only take me an hour, I'm going to charge for the hour. I'm not going to charge for the value to the client. But if what you're giving them can change their life forever, then you need to charge for the forever, not for the hour. And I find that people don't price appropriately because they don't think holistically about their price. Either they price way too high because they don't understand their value in the marketplace. They don't understand the competitive landscape. They don't understand the other people that people can work with, or they price way too low because they understand. You know what I mean? They they undervalue what they got, like they undervalue it. They're like, oh, they undervalue it. Totally. They undervalue it. And so I want to make sure that you all don't fall into that trap. I wanted to make sure I shared these 3 truths about pricing with y'all. We got in and got out today. Wanted to make sure you also had that data. I thought it was very interesting. And also, companies are considering something called dynamic pricing, which is a strategy in which prices are adjusted real time. It's a product strategy. Whenever you have inventory, I think you could do this better than like an expertise, but think about how it can maybe work for your expertise. You adjust your pricing based on demand in the marketplace. So if it's a slow season for you, maybe you're more willing to lower your rate than you are in your busiest season. In your busiest season, you may raise your rates in the month of March because you get more bookings in that month than any other month. Dynamic pricing also can be seen in the airline industry. Based on demand, we have an Airbnb. So based on our demand, our price may be lower on some days where we're not booked, higher on days where we are booked, and it happens automatically based on demand. How can we then take that as experts and infuse that strategy into our businesses so that we are always fully at capacity? And our product is our time. So if you think about your time as product, you can think about how a dynamic pricing strategy may actually work. Companies that use this pricing strategy increase their sales an average of 1 to 3%, depending on the industry and the product that they sell. And so keep that in mind. Harvard Business Review did a study on that. I also saw some other studies on dynamic pricing. So if you want to lead or learn more about this, just search Harvard Business Review dynamic pricing and see some of the research that we saw in this area. Oh, by the way, make sure you're coming to Black Women Sell Live. We're going to have some incredible sales strategies that we unveil. And for the first time, we're talking on our evidence-based selling framework, which we have not unveiled at any other event but this one. You will want to be in that room. Use code podcast to get a little gift from me off your ticket price. All right. Wasn't that interview amazing? If you're anything like me, you have pages full of notes. But here's the thing. Before you head out, I want you to go to facebook.com and join the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook group. That is where I am. That's where a ton of other speakers are, a ton of other people who listen to the show. We all congregate there and chat. And it's 100% free. Now, if you're ready to take your speaking career to the next level, I have 2 ways for you to do that. One, you can go to ashleynicolekirkwood.com/SYWTC live replay and pick up the live replay. That training is 7 modules, chock full of information. It's crazy. Go over there, read all about it. Or if you want a more personal experience, you already know that you want to be a speaker. You're ready to fully commit and you want someone to walk you through it and save you tons of time, Googling and doing it on your own, then book a VIP day with me. You can go to AshleyNicoleKirkwood.com, scroll down until you see the VIP day section, and get more information on that there. All right. Thank you guys again for watching. Please do not forget to leave us a review. That is how we keep this train rolling and get some of the best speakers in the world to get on this show. So please, please, please leave a review. Shoot me a message on Facebook or Instagram, and Facebook in the Speaker Way to Cash group, Instagram at The Ashley Nicole Show. And I'd be more than happy to chat with you and say hi. All right, y'all have an awesome, awesome day.